I am your host Zayd Haji and welcome to the Islamic Finance Research Podcast. You are tuned into the Company Research playlist where we explore listed companies. Before we begin, a quick disclaimer. This podcast draws on credible public sources such as government reports, Reserve Bank of India publications, company filings, and financial platforms including Screener.in and Ticker Phenology. The content you hear is strictly for educational and research purposes within the framework of finance. We are not registered with SEBI, nor do we provide stock tips, investment calls, or financial advice. Always consult a professional advisor before making decisions. Today we turn the spotlight on Atul Limited, an Indian chemical giant with a legacy since 1947, a portfolio of over 900 products, and a global reach across 80 countries. Its journey is a story of strengths, challenges, and bold opportunities for the future. Stay with me till the end, because those who do not quit halfway always walk away with an edge the crowd will never see. Let's begin. In the year 1947, as India was taking its first steps into independence, one man carried a vision far greater than business itself. Kasturbai Lalbai, a pioneer with a relentless dream, founded Atul Products Limited, today known as Atul Limited, with the belief that India must be self-reliant in chemicals, must generate employment on a massive scale, and must create wealth that would serve society, not just shareholders. To bring this vision alive, he brought together two forces of brilliance: his trusted confidant Balubhai Muzumdar, an economist, and his own son Siddharth Kasturbai Lalbai, a chemical engineer. Together, they laid the foundation of one of India's largest integrated chemical companies. Atul Limited was not built on convenience but on courage, the courage to manufacture, for the first time in India, products like VAT dyes, crop care chemicals, phosgene carbamide, 2,4-D acid, paracresol, and even tissue culture raised date palms. These were not just chemicals. They were symbols of a nation refusing to depend on others for progress. From its roots in Gujarat, Atul Limited, a proud part of the Lalbai Group, has grown into a diversified powerhouse that touches almost every aspect of life. Its products empower industries as diverse as agriculture, adhesives, automobiles, cosmetics, defense electronics, flavor and fragrances, footwear, hospitality, paint, paper, personal care, plastics, rubber, textiles, tires, wind energy, and more. Every product, every process is handled responsibly, carrying the weight of a legacy that believes business must have a larger purpose. To sharpen its focus, Atul Limited operates under two major segments: life science chemicals and performance and other chemicals. These are further refined into 7 sub-segments: aromatics, bulk chemicals and intermediates, colors, crop protection, floras, pharmaceuticals, and polymers. Managed through a matrix structure, this approach ensures excellence in every function and innovation in every business. What if the story you believe about business is incomplete, and the missing piece could change how you see every company from this day forward? The company's story carries historic significance. It is part of one of India's oldest business houses, and it was inaugurated by none other than the first Prime Minister of India. Originally following the business-to-business B2B model since inception, Atul Limited has now ventured into business-to-consumer B2C products, marking a new chapter in its journey. Atul Limited is not just a chemical company. It is a story of independence, a story of innovation, and above all, a story of purpose, proving that when vision meets conviction, industries transform, nations rise, and legacies live forever. When a company holds within its grasp more than 900 products and 400 formulations spread across nearly 50 brands, it is not merely a business, it is a force shaping industries and influencing lives in ways that most never stop to notice. Atul Limited, one of the largest integrated chemical companies in India, carries this force. With its vast chemical complexes in Ankleshwar and Valsad in Gujarat and Tarapur in Maharashtra, it builds solutions that quietly power everyday life. Its world is divided into 2 great segments. The first is life science chemicals, contributing nearly 1/3 of its strength. This segment protects fields with herbicides, insecticides, fungicides, biostimulants, and adjuvants, heals lives through pharmaceuticals, and drives innovation in aromatics, active pharmaceutical ingredients, API, and intermediates. The second, far larger, is performance and other chemicals, making up almost 70% of its work. Here lie aromatics for perfumery, bulk chemicals and adhesion promoters, vibrant colors through dyestuffs and pigments, and powerful polymers in the form of epoxy resins, curing agents, protective paints, adhesives, and more. Together, these two pillars hold up industries ranging from agriculture and pharmaceuticals to textiles, construction, and electronics. Its portfolio speaks volumes. Brands like Zura, Salix, Cyanox, Ramid-Loxo, Rhizo, and Amsac have become silent allies in fields, factories, and laboratories. But Atul Limited does not stop at legacy. In the financial year 2023, it developed 43 new products, 18 of which have already reached commercialization. Its sights are fixed on the future, with 7 new pharmaceutical products on the horizon. And in March 2024, it unveiled Syndica, a patented post-emergence herbicide for sugarcane, marking yet another step in transforming agriculture. Atul Limited is not just about chemicals. It is about persistence, evolution, and foresight. It is about crafting the unseen foundations of progress and about reminding us that true innovation is not loud, it is enduring. Stay with me, because the truth you hear in the last minute may be the very insight the crowd will never discover. A company that began with a vision in India now stretches its influence across the globe, exporting to 83 countries and standing tall with subsidiaries in Brazil, China, Ireland, the United Arab Emirates, the United Kingdom, and the United States of America. Half of its strength lies firmly rooted in India, while Asia contributes 23%, North America 13%, Europe 8%, South America 4%, and Africa 2%, together forming a network that proves Atul Limited is not just an Indian name, but an international force. Behind this reach are nearly 4,000 customers across 30 industries: agriculture, automobiles, composites, horticulture, hospitality, paints and coatings, paper, personal care, soap and detergent, textiles, tires, and even wind energy. Supporting them is a formidable chain of 3,800 suppliers, 2,000 distributors, and 38,000 retailers, ensuring that every product crafted under Atul's name finds its way to the world. The foundation of this empire lies in its manufacturing. With 8 production sites in Ankleshwar and Valsad in Gujarat and Tarapur in Maharashtra, its main complex alone spans 1,250 acres. Subsidiaries add strength with facilities in Ambernath and Atul in India and Bristol in the United Kingdom, while joint ventures in Atul and Jodhpur expand its capabilities further. The company's growth is relentless. It has committed a capital expenditure of approximately 2,000 crore rupees between the financial year 2022 and the financial year 2025, with 137 crore rupees earmarked for the financial year 2025 alone. This investment is expected to generate an additional 2,300 crore rupees in sales. New milestones are already unfolding: a 300 tons per day plant to secure future chlorine gas requirements, a 50,000 tons per annum liquid epoxy resins plant to be commissioned in the financial year 2025, and the February 2024 completion of Phase 1 expansion at the DCDPS plant, adding 2,400 tons per annum in capacity. In the financial year 2023 alone, Atul Limited successfully debottlenecked 16 products and executed 2 expansion projects. But it is the future that makes the story more compelling. In the next 5 years, by the financial year 2029, Atul Limited aims to rise from being among the top 10 to standing firmly in the top 3 textile chemical companies in India. Its strategy is precise: package promotion in denim, printing, and yarn within the colors business, and a stronger portfolio in synthetic fibers. Atul Limited is not merely building plants and numbers. It is building the unseen pillars of industries, reshaping markets, and rewriting what it means to grow with purpose and vision. Atul Limited is not just a company with numbers on a balance sheet, it is a legacy built on vision, integrity, and purpose. Today, its shareholding reflects a diverse foundation. Promoters hold 45.18%, foreign institutional investors 8.77%, domestic institutional investors 24.97%, and the public 21.05%, with over 55,505 shareholders who stand as part of this journey. But behind these numbers lies a story far deeper, one written by leaders whose lives embodied service to industry, education, and society. Kasturbai Lalbai, the founder, was more than an industrialist. He was an institution builder who helped transform a colonized and impoverished India into a land of emerging possibilities. Alongside him stood Balwant Rai Mazumdar, a far-sighted economist who infused Atul with an atmosphere of camaraderie and turned its complex into one of the largest eco-friendly chemical sites of its time. Guiding its technical future was Siddharth Lalbai, the elder son of the founder, a chemical engineer whose devotion to Atul balanced wealth creation with service to society, always grounded in perseverance and simplicity. This spirit continues through leaders like Sunil Lalbai, managing director since 1984 and chairman since 2007, with academic foundations in chemistry and economic policy from the United States of America, and Samveg Lalbai, director since 2000, a commerce graduate carrying forward the family's entrepreneurial values. It is also shaped by professionals like Shubha Lakshmi Panse, who served as director from 2015 to 2025, bringing with her the experience of leading Allahabad Bank Limited as chairperson and managing director. But the story of Atul cannot be separated from the greater legacy of the Lalbai Group, a name synonymous with Indian enterprise for more than a century. It began in 1905 with Lalji Naranji establishing the Ahmedabad mill. In 1931, his son Kasturbai Lalbai founded Arvind Limited, sowing seeds that grew into a multi-sector powerhouse: textiles, chemicals, real estate, engineering, environmental solutions, pharmaceuticals, internet technology, and more. Generations of leaders from Arvind Mafatlal to Sanjay Lalbai expanded this vision, bringing international brands like Arrow and Calvin Klein to India, while also championing hospitals, schools, and sustainability initiatives such as khadi denim and wearable technology. From fashion to chemicals, from infrastructure to the environment, the Lalbai Group has woven itself into the very fabric of modern India. Atul Limited is its living testament, a company where every percentage of shareholding, every director's decision, and every step of growth is tied to a philosophy. Business must serve a larger purpose, shaping not just industries but the very society in which it thrives. In 1947, as India celebrated its independence, a bold vision was born. Kasturbai Lalbai incorporated Atul Limited, the very first private sector company of free India, inaugurated by the nation's first Prime Minister. It was more than a company. It was a declaration that India could stand on its own feet. Within 4 years, Atul had already formed a joint venture with American Sanamid Company of the United States of America, bringing crop protection chemicals and pharmaceuticals to Indian soil. If you think you already know how companies grow, this journey will prove how little you have truly seen. The journey that followed was nothing short of pioneering. In 1952, Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru himself inaugurated its site. For the first time in India, dyes including VAT dyes were manufactured here. Schools like Kalyani Shala and later Atul Vidyalaya were established to nurture children, while international partnerships with Imperial Chemical Industries of the United Kingdom and Ciba Geigy of Switzerland brought world-class technologies to India in dyes and epoxy resins. By the late 1960s, Atul had also introduced phosgene to India's industrial landscape, even as its cricket ground hosted Ranji Trophy matches, embedding itself into both industry and culture. Between 1972 and 1991, Atul broke more frontiers. It began producing carbamide 2,4-D acid and paracresol, again for the first time in India. It formalized its social mission through the Atul Rural Development Fund while acquiring new sites and transforming loss-making units into opportunities. A central effluent treatment plant signaled its commitment to sustainability long before the word became fashionable. From 1992 to 2011, Atul expanded across continents with subsidiaries in the United States of America, Europe, and China. It merged ventures, acquired companies like DPD in the United Kingdom for tissue culture date palms, and Anchor Adhesives in India with its iconic Polygrip brand. Schools such as Atul Vidyamandir opened their doors to tribal children, while Atul Bioscience Limited was established to focus on active pharmaceutical ingredients. Partnerships like Rudolf Atul Chemicals Limited with Rudolf GmbH German phrase Gesellschaft mit beschränkter Haftung of Germany pushed innovation further, while its Mumbai office opened in 2007. The following decade brought even greater milestones. By 2012, it partnered with the government of Rajasthan to produce tissue culture raised date palms on Indian soil for the first time. Paracrysal manufacturing was expanded into the world's largest facility, while research centers in Atul focused on pharmaceuticals. Wastewater management transformed Ankleshwar into a zero-liquid effluent discharge site. Dozens of new products and formulations flowed from its laboratories, supported by digital innovations like mobile applications, integrated mobility solutions, vendor portals, and multilingual self-service systems. Environmental care remained central. By 2015, Atul had built vast reservoirs for rainwater harvesting, replaced mercury-based plants with membrane-based facilities, and received United States Food and Drug Administration approval for its Dapsone manufacturing plant. It expanded offices in Ahmedabad and Mumbai while continuing to add dozens of products and formulations every year. From independence to the present day, Atul's timeline is not simply a history of chemicals. It is the story of a company that introduced technologies to India for the very first time, nurtured communities, reshaped industries, and redefined what it means to grow with integrity, purpose, and vision. In the years after 2016, Atul's journey became a living proof of how vision, resilience, and responsibility can shape not just industries but entire communities. It began with the Honorable Chief Minister of Gujarat, Mr. Vijay Rupani, visiting the Atul Institute of Vocational Excellence, followed soon by Ms. Arundhati Bhattacharya, Chairperson of the State Bank of India, walking the grounds of Atul Vidyalaya. Atul was not only building businesses, it was building lives, constructing 2,000 household toilets across 15 villages through Atul Foundation. At the same time, a joint venture with Norion of the Netherlands gave birth to Anavan LLP, producing monochloroacetic acid MCA, while a new office in Thane marked yet another expansion. Most will quit halfway, only a few will stay to the end, and those few will carry an edge that others can never reclaim. Momentum grew between 2017 and 2018, when 34 products and formulations were developed, 35 new products introduced, and capacities were debottlenecked across 24 existing lines, with 6 expansion projects executed. The years 2018 to 2019 carried this drive further. Atul Bioscience Limited, a wholly owned subsidiary, acquired the manufacturing facilities of Polydrug Laboratories Private Limited at Maharashtra Industrial Development Corporation while introducing 30 products, improving yields, and entering 8 new geographies. By 2019 and 2020, innovation accelerated, 35 new products and formulations emerged, 14 new geographies were entered, and Anavan secured environmental clearance to expand MCA production, strengthening India's chemical landscape. Then came 2021, a year of transformation. Atul completed a major active pharmaceutical ingredients project at its Ambernath site, with 2 more pharma projects underway. Crop protection, aromatics, bulk chemicals, and intermediates all saw new projects that deepened integration and downstream strength. An equity share buyback in February 2021 tightened the capital base, demonstrating financial discipline. The year 2022 reinforced this strategy. Another equity share buyback worth 70 rupees crore was executed to optimize the capital structure. Crop protection delivered 3 projects and initiated 2 more, while pharmaceuticals and aromatics completed key expansions. Colors through the Rudolf Atul Chemicals Limited joint venture expanded its textile chemicals portfolio, while polymers surged forward with capacity growth, new products, and wider global reach. In 2023, Atul scaled its ambition even higher. 10 expansion projects were completed, 8 more were launched, and strategic acquisitions like Oasis Fine Chemicals, Anchit Polymers, and Atul Products Limited strengthened its specialty chemicals and intermediates portfolio. Crop protection and polymers entered fresh global markets, even as stricter environmental, social, and governance compliance costs were met head-on. Subsidiary Atul Bioscience Limited stood tall, completing inspections by both the United States Food and Drug Administration and Health Canada without major observations, unlocking export potential. The momentum continued into 2024 with the commissioning of a new 300 tons per day caustic plant under Atul Products Limited. A novel patented herbicide Syndica was launched for sugarcane farmers alongside 11 more patentable formulations. Subsidiary Atul Bioscience Limited recovered capacity after the Fin2 fire, while insurance claims were gradually realized. Another equity share buyback worth 50 rupees crore was executed, reaffirming Atul's commitment to shareholder value. Now in 2025, the story takes yet another defining turn. Atul completed a new crop protection bulk actives project and launched 10 new retail products. It defended an anti-dumping case successfully, filed 7 new drug master files, bringing the total to 37, and achieved a landmark when all 3 pharmaceutical manufacturing sites, including Atul Bioscience, cleared United States Food and Drug Administration inspections with 0 observations. Subsidiaries Amal Atul Products Limited and Rudolf Atul Chemicals Limited reported their highest ever sales and profits, while Anavan LLP, once a bold joint venture, turned its world-class monochloroacetic acid plant EBITDA positive for the first time. This is not merely a business timeline, it is the unfolding of a legacy where every milestone reflects a philosophy: to grow by creating, to endure by innovating, and to lead by serving. Every number hides a story, and every story hides a lesson. Miss it, and you walk away blind. Hear it, and you walk away ahead. The story of Atul Limited is not just a record of numbers. It is a mirror of resilience, cycles of growth, and the discipline of enduring progress. In 2014, the company recorded sales of 2,439 rupees crore with a profit of 219 rupees crore, achieving a net profit margin of 9% and a return on capital employed of 30%. With total assets of 1,818 rupees crore and liabilities of 502 rupees crore, it laid the foundation for stability. The following years tell a journey of both ascent and challenge. In 2015, sales rose to 2,637 rupees crore, profit touched 240 rupees crore, and return on capital employed climbed to 31%. Even when 2016 brought a dip in sales growth of -1.59%, profits still grew 14.17%, supported by expanding total assets of 2,465 rupees crore. By 2017, resilience carried sales to 2,834 rupees crore, profit to 323 rupees crore, and return on capital employed to 27%. A major leap came in 2018, with sales surging by 23.99% to 3,514 rupees crore, though profit slipped by 13% to 281 rupees crore. The following year, 2019, proved transformational. Sales grew 14.91% to 4,038 rupees crore. Profit jumped 55.16% to 436 rupees crore, and return on capital employed peaked at 29%. The breakthrough arrived in 2020, when sales touched 4,093 rupees crore, profit soared to 671 rupees crore, and net profit margin widened to 16%, the highest of the decade. Return on capital employed strengthened to 30%, making this year a landmark in financial excellence. But 2021 reminded the company of the cyclical nature of markets. Sales dipped to 3,731 rupees crore, yet profitability held strong at 660 rupees crore with a net profit margin of 18%, the best in the timeline. The years that followed reflected this duality. 2022 saw sales jump dramatically by 36.18% to 5,081 rupees crore, though profit declined by 8.33% to 605 rupees crore. In 2023, sales grew moderately to Rs. 5,428 crore, but profit slipped again by 16.2% to 507 rupees crore. The test of endurance came in 2024, when sales fell 12.93% to 4,726 rupees crore and profit dropped to 324 rupees crore, pushing return on capital employed to its lowest point at 13%. Yet, true to its legacy, Atul rebounded in 2025. Sales surged to 5,583 rupees crore, profit revived to 499 rupees crore, and operating profit climbed back to 918 rupees crore. The year closed with a 54.01% profit growth, proving that decline is never permanent when resilience drives recovery. As of the trailing 12 months, sales stand at 5,739 rupees crore and profit at 519 rupees crore, sustaining a net margin of 9%. Over the long term, the company has averaged 8.8% sales growth, 11.12% profit growth, and a robust 24.51% return on capital employed across 12 years. This finance journey is not just an account of performance. It is a story that teaches how real strength lies not in avoiding setbacks, but in using them as catalysts for renewal. Atul Limited shows that discipline, innovation, and endurance transform numbers into a narrative of trust, where every cycle of challenge becomes a stepping stone to even greater resilience. Atul Limited, founded in 1947, is one of India's largest integrated chemical companies with over 900 products, 400 formulations, and a presence in 80-plus countries. Serving nearly 4,000 customers across 30 industries, its strength lies in a diverse portfolio, global footprint, strong research and development, and a legacy of profitability. Yet growth has slowed to just 2% annually in the past 5 years. Margins are under pressure, and return on capital employed has fallen from 30% in 2020 to 18% in 2025. Its dependence on cyclical sectors like textiles and agriculture, along with rising compliance costs, adds further challenges. Still, opportunity is vast. Expansion projects in liquid epoxy resins, chlorine and DCDPS, along with innovation in adhesives, crop protection, coatings, and sustainable chemistry, position Atul to capture growing global demand. With ambitions to break into India's top 3 textile chemical companies by FY29, its path forward is bold. But risks remain: competition, crude price volatility, regulatory pressures, and execution challenges. Atul's journey is a balance of resilience and reinvention, where every threat is also a chance to grow stronger. You have been listening to the Islamic Finance Research Podcast with me, Zayd Haji. Today we explored Atul Limited, its legacy, its strengths, and the challenges that shape its future. Remember, this podcast is created for education and research within the framework of finance. It is not financial advice or a recommendation to invest. If you stayed until the end, you now hold an edge most overlooked: the ability to see beyond numbers and understand the deeper story of a company. Until next time, keep questioning, keep learning, and keep seeking the truth behind finance.